Hello guys, welcome to another video. We are not doing that many now because it just time hasn't allowed, but some of them that I think they are important for people to see and to bring awareness. I'd rather do a video and people can see sometimes the type of things that you can come to you or you have to deal with. So we are here with the 130 that we have done 299.5 HP, whatever it was. That was very close to 300. The car started making a noise like a rattly sound. We know this gearbox sometimes can be temperamental, make the sound, and we assumed it was the gearbox starting to making noise. However, this one where it puzzled us is the fact that they pressed the clutch and the noise was still staying there, which is not common. We had the car sitting here for a while till we had some time to really dig deep into it, and we have found the flywheel has come loose. So this has had a solid flywheel conversion at some point. Now, where it becomes a real problem is in here. So all this surface, because the flywheel has been loose and rattling against the crank, there has been a transfer of material from one side to the other. And when we were removing it, it was really hard for me to pull the flywheel off. And then if you look at the fact that the flywheel was moving, literally you could move it like that on the engine, and then you try to pull it out and it's not coming out well, that means it has bedded in on itself. So this round area here is deformed on the flywheel, and the part where it goes onto the crank, the surface of it is also toast. So this flywheel is toast. Now, where it gets worse is the crankshaft itself. Now, we cannot assemble a crankshaft into it in its current condition. As you can see in here, all this discoloration, this is like it has been hammered through. And if you think it's like the flywheel just rattling around it, there has been material transfer once again, and the dowel pin now is loose. Like, I can literally do this. Normally, I wouldn't be able to pull a dowel pin like that or move it this much. Yeah, so this has happened. All the bolts, we pulled them off by hand, and not making this up, the bolts were loose, that loose. Now, the thing is, there's several things that might have caused it. One of them, I believe, is the fact that the bolts were put in. There was no washer against the flywheel, and so they start sinking in to the flywheel itself. As you can see, all the witness marks, the bolts have dug in to the thing. So they would need to have like a washer to be more supportive. And of course, normally we'd like to put some Loctite along on following the recommended torque specs on it. Yeah, so now the problem with this is there's no easy way to go around it. Unfortunately, to repair this, the engine has to come apart, the crankshaft has to be removed, and we have to see if there is the center of it that centers the flywheel, because it's damaged in here as well. If it hasn't damaged, the pulley is perfectly round to center the flywheel, because you cannot put the flywheel when the thing is not proper centered. Therefore, it might be a case of a new crankshaft, and there's nothing wrong with it apart from the fact a flywheel was left loose. Also, the center bearing was not pressed all the way in, but this would not cause that much of an issue. But yeah, so if you guys doing clutches, flywheel changes, this is also single mass, so it's more likely, it's easier for it to get loose with vibrations. Always make sure you do the procedures and proper washers and those bolts to make sure nothing really comes loose. And normally, as I said, some Loctite as well doesn't hurt. Not covered in loads of Loctite, but some Loctite just to help it holding torque specs, everything done the right way, so things like this don't happen. This will just attach to it a very large bill. We're waiting for the customer to come back on us, but it's very unfortunate we get to see things like this, but things happen. And this is just another thing, an eye-opener. Like nothing is ever too easy, because fitting a flywheel is normally an easy job, or a clutch, but this is the type of things that show you cannot ever be too confident or too cocky on fitting this. So yeah. On another note, different one, this has a solid flywheel, but to be honest, it's just as heavy as a dual mass one. It's super heavy. I think it's around 10 to 12 kilos, which might as well just keep the dual mass flywheel on it, because there's no performance gain on it whatsoever. Anyway guys, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.